Yes, I think we all agree that breaking the rules is part of the fun of being alive. Mm-hmm. But the Conservatives are the first to judge and condemn others for their bad behaviour.
Are you worried about the rise in crime among teenagers?
Yes.
Do you think there's a lack of discipline in our comprehensive schools?
Yes.
On every
Do you think
issue,
young
the
people
Conservative
welcome-
Party attacks others for being soft on crime, and then they demand harsher fines and prison sentences for minor offences.
I will be tough on crime. We all know crime is too high, and we know the damage that fear of crime is causing.
When
in
it
our
comes to
communities.
fraud, Ian Duncan Smith demands the weight of the law to punish a working class person who works but takes also £50 to £60 illegally on the side from unemployment benefit. In addition to that, people who have not even committed the slightest crime are judged as scroungers or living beyond their means, even if they have little to no money left after their food and rent.
And yet I'm sitting next to Ian Duncan Smith, who quite happily labels the poor people as scroungers.
I've
When
never
you
labelled them as
claim,
scroungers. I
when
have
you
never,
claim,
ever labelled
when
them
you
as
claim
scroungers at all.
£39 just for a breakfast,
No,
like
we
you can't
label-
afford your
no,
own breakfast,
no, I
when you
haven't
live on your
£39
wife's
for a
estate and have
breakfast.
taken £1.5 million
Honestly,
of taxpayers' money,
what a load of
that's
old
what I
nonsense.
call
What a
scroungers.
load of old
That's what
nonsense.
I call scroungers.
A low-income person who spends a little bit of money on a restaurant or pub is seen as irresponsible. But a corporate person who wastes millions on luxury items is not. Usually Theresa May calls for tough sentences to prevent crime. But when it comes to corporate crime, suddenly they believe in love and tolerance. And when bankers play with their money like a game, committing all kinds of corporate fraud, it's only in a Hollywood fantasy that the police would burst through their offices and arrest these criminals in suits.
Let us teach our children the history of this remarkable country. I don't mean the wishy-washy sociological flim-flam that passes for history in many of our schools today. I don't mean the politically correct debunking anti-patriotic nonsense of modern textbooks. I mean the real history of heroes.
For centuries, the aristocracy lived the most law-breaking and hedonistic lifestyle of all. Although they would preach religion to the poor, the excuse was that Christian rules are just for you poor people and not for us rich people. And today the corporate world use cocaine, crime and prostitution while condemning any normal working class person who breaks just a minor law or expresses just a little bit of aggression.
No nobility in poverty. I have been a rich man and I have been a poor man, and I choose rich every fucking time.
And when challenged and called a hypocrite, a conservative can just say, yes, we're hypocrites. So what? We need to be hypocrites. We are the most talented people, the most important people in the country. Without us, the country will not function.
You be ferocious. You be relentless. You be telephone fucking terrorist. Now let's knock this motherfucker
Well,
out of the park.
I call this the Wizard of Oz scenario. As if you listen to someone speak like this, then it is possible to believe him for a bit. But if you research it a little, then you see it's all a show.
Pray silence for the Governor of the Bank of England, Mr. Mark Carney.
All their jobs, whether CEOs, politicians, investment bankers, whatever, they're not more complex than other jobs. Just like a bus driver or a cleaner, you're really just part of a team and doing the same jobs over and over again. A company director does not make such intellectual decisions, as what may seem like a genius decision by him is really thanks to the effort of all the others in his team, from secretaries to researchers. In terms of importance, company bosses have the Messiah complex, that they are the vanguard of Britain, and without them, there would be no country. Well, take a second and imagine a country without company directors, without lawyers, without CEOs. Yes, a chilling thought. But also imagine a country without its cleaners, without its builders, supermarket workers, factory workers. Because although these people don't get the credit, it's without them that a country would not function. Boris Johnson is in many ways the most dangerous of all Tories. His clumsy, cartoon-style character hides the fact that he only made it to the top due to being born into a rich family. He went to Eton and then Oxford University, which was where he met his aristocratic wife, David Cameron, and William Hague. This guaranteed him a seat inside the Tory elite. So, in simple words, it was not hard work or skill that got him to the top, but luck. Yet, those blessed with the most skill, the factory workers and nurses, etc., don't get any credit, while people born rich get all the credit, with others unaware that Boris Johnson is just another Westminster politician.
Making the investments and taking the economy in the right direction to produce growth and actually to get people into work. And that is the
hard work analogy used to claim that people are rich due to hard work and others poor due to laziness. It's a fairly humorous analogy. The Tories have always had an almost violent hatred of trade unions, despite unions representing some of the hardest working people in the country. People in professions like coal miners in the past performed levels of effort unseen in modern history. Nurses are among the hardest workers today, and like the coal miners, often find themselves in poverty. So this Tory claim about the rich being rich due to hard work is comical, but just like Boris Johnson, it is comical but dangerous. Yet, a minority of the richest people were not born rich, but did come from humble origins. Alan Sugar, who recently left Labour and is now unofficially supporting the Tories, he was not born rich, but his success is a bit of a myth.
The jobs will be lost, probably half of the 100+ people employed there now. Sugar says he will try to keep production in Britain, but his own Amstrad computers are largely made in South Korea, and he refuses
People
to
often think
guarantee
that he was a great inventor, right? Wrong. Alan Sugar's main skill was making money off other people's work by taking their inventions and then stamping his own brand name on them.
Very, very few actually end up as a proportion claiming benefits.
I hope I don't have this.
In addition to that, he trashed his own company, Amstrad, by refusing to use Microsoft products and then releasing disastrous inventions like an email machine that nobody used.
People come here and before you know it, they've got houses given to them, they're on benefit system, they're claiming benefits for their children.